Technical issues. Yes, so I'm going to talk about the north of Ireland, Brexit, DUP, a little bit about the backstop, but it's not going to be like traditional. It's kind of more an interesting perspective on it. One word that I have to give you is Ishka. Ishka is an Irish word and it means water. Okay? I'm also going to talk about road signs. You have between the north of Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, you have the same road sign. It's called yield or give way. I don't know if you know these road signs, yield or give way. But in the north and the rest of the UK, yield. In the north it's yield and in the south it's give way.
You sure?
No. The other way about. I'm absolutely not sure. It will become apparent. You just need to know that they're different. I'm going to mention the DUP. I'm sure you've all heard of them. The DUP's leader, Arlene Foster. I'm going to use the phrases kick up a fuss and a thorn in Europe's side, like someone is a thorn in your side. I'll talk about the backstop and I'll talk about stubbornness. And if everyone's ready, can I start? I'll begin. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very sorry I didn't have time to prepare something on future withdrawals from the EU because I was too busy following the current withdrawal from the EU in the news. As I'm sure you can hear from my accent, I am from Ireland. I identify as Irish, but unfortunately I come from the part of Ireland that still belongs to the UK. In my opinion, where I come from, the north, as I call it, although some people call it Northern Ireland according to their political leanings, in my opinion, the north is Irish. In the north, I speak Irish every day. I studied Irish history at school. I sing Irish songs. My mum is Irish, my dad is Irish, my sister's Irish, my brother's Irish, and my passport is Irish. So I would be forgiven for thinking that I am Irish and that the north of Ireland is Irish. However, there are people from the north of Ireland who would definitely disagree with me on this, and I'm sure you have heard of the DUP before. Now, the DUP would definitely disagree with me that the north of Ireland is still Ireland, and they would have a problem with me calling it the north of Ireland rather than Northern Ireland. But just to recap anyway, the DUP is a Northern Irish party. It stands for Democratic Unionist Party, and as the name suggests, they're a party who strongly believe in Northern Ireland's union with Great Britain. Now, I feel that even in this international context, that the DUP and its leader, Arlene Foster, don't need any introductions. Maybe in the past, before all of this Brexit nonsense, they would have needed introductions. But I am almost sure you've already heard of them. The reason for this is that the DUP have been a thorn in Europe's side for more than 2 years now. They've been hindering the Brexit process greatly and rejecting well-thought-out solutions to the Irish border problem. We talked about it earlier in a French speech, the backstop, as it's commonly known. It's quite disappointing for me that the only reason that anyone in an international context now knows anything about Northern Irish politics is because of the DUP. The DUP's politics are known Europe-wide and maybe even further afield. However, in Northern Ireland, the DUP's stubbornness is not something new for us. We are well used to dealing with it. Today, I'm not going to talk about their obvious stubbornness. For example, their archaic stance on abortion rights and same-sex marriage rights. But what I will talk about is two rather different things that they've done in the past. And those are, firstly, manhole covers. The manholes are holes in the ground that you get water from, and the manhole covers. And the second thing I'm going to talk about is the McDonald's drive-through. You're probably quite confused at this point, but that's okay. I will start with the manhole covers. In 2006, the DUP kicked up a huge fuss about the word Ishka appearing on manhole covers in the north of Ireland. Ishka is the Irish word for water. These manhole covers had Ishka and water on them in Irish and English, and this appalled the DUP. They were not happy at all. They said, "We are in Northern Ireland. This is a British state, and the Irish language has no place here, not on our manhole covers." These manhole covers presumably came from the Republic of Ireland, the other side of the border in Ireland, and that's why they were bilingual. That's why they had Irish writing on them. I don't know why manhole covers from the Republic of Ireland ended up in Northern Ireland, but what I do know is that the DUP didn't like it at all, because they spent millions of pounds of taxpayers' money trying to remove these bilingual manhole covers. If I remember well, the project was going to cost them £6.5 million, I think. As a group of multilingual interpreters here in this room, I'm sure you'll agree with me that bilingual signage, whether it's on road signs or manhole covers on the ground, is a good thing. Multilingualism adds diversity, it adds richness, and the DUP wanted to spend £6.5 million on erasing bilingualism. For me, this is almost as bad as their stubbornness with Brexit. I'm now coming to the example of the McDonald's drive-through, but first you will need to know that in Northern Ireland, the road signs, when they want you to stop and give way to the other lane of traffic, say "give way," whereas in the Republic of Ireland, they say "yield." Now that you know this, I'll set the scene for you. The year is 2005. It's the year before the life-changing incident with the excessively bilingual manhole covers, and a new McDonald's has just opened in a very British unionist, pro-DUP area of the north of Ireland. This particular McDonald's was very lucky. They had a drive-through attached to it. I don't know if any of you share my guilty pleasure for McDonald's, but if you do, you may have been through a drive-through before. Of course, the drive-through, just like the road, has signs telling you when to stop. And in the UK, in Northern Ireland, which happens to be part of the UK, they usually have a sign saying "give way." But in this new McDonald's in Northern Ireland, the sign said "yield." So the DUP, once again, were not happy with this at all. The sign for them was too Republican. If it resembles anything in the Republic of Ireland, then it's too Irish for them and not British enough. They saw it as a threat to British identity. These incidents that I've just told you are nothing compared to the role of permanent thorn in Europe's side that the DUP is currently playing. But, or even, for example, their archaic views on same-sex marriage and abortion. But I feel they depict the closed-mindedness that is behind this stubborn attitude. However, it's not all bad news, because yesterday, on the 22nd of October 2019, love and human rights beat closed-mindedness and bigotry, because gay marriage, same-sex marriage and abortion were legalised for the first time in Northern Ireland. So who knows, maybe soon, as well as same-sex marriage rights and abortion rights, we will also have bilingual manhole covers both sides of the Irish border. Thank you. Oh yeah, sorry.